Yeah. Rule number 1, always check the log before you sit down and make sure you ain't about to sit down on a nail or a spike or a staple. Just a sharp sliver sticking up, because it will wake you up. Okay. Today, guys, it's me and Bear out in the woods again having a little scout, and just wanted to sit and talk and let y'all listen in if you like. Alright. I want to know how to do a donut. Okay? You create the loop. Alright? And it's a tied in loop or something. Because you got to go all the way around it, so it's got to be stationary.
Okay. Grab it, comes out of the hole.
Yeah.
Goes around the tree and goes back into his hole.
Right. You put my lighter back in here, thank you.
I still got it.
Well, I got 2 lighters in. In that case, you hang on to that and I got the green one.
Works.
So, make the donut, you make a circle of the cord you're going to knot up. Now, once you get it tied up, let me know.
Do I need to tie a bowline or do I need to?
Have you whatever kind of loop you want in the end. It's just a loop.
Okay.
It's just the bases that we're going to turn around and round as we finger weave the rest of it on there.
Oh God. I don't know if my old arthritic hands will weave too much.
Oh, it's easy.
We'll try.
That's all you got to do is just try.
Alright.
Now you got a loop. Now what you want to do is you want to reach, make a loop, stick it up. Let me see it and I'll show you right quick. This kind of loop. Alright, you got a loop. You're going to fold over the line, make a loop, stick the loop up and through. You see this loop that we made right there?
Yeah.
And this loop? You're going to take this loop and go through that loop, lift up. Now, since that was under, I come over the top and I make a loop and I stick it through that loop. Now I make that loop, now I go through the hole, so it's this side, that side, this side, that side. Now I go through that loop, come up over the top, and I go through that loop I just made. So it's making a loop on this side, making a loop on that side, making a loop on this side, making a loop on that side. That's all I'm doing. Pushing it and pulling it through, that's it. And carrying those donuts, a paracord or bank line like that is just quick and easy. Now that piece is so short that you got right there.
Yeah.
I would just daisy chain it. Same idea. That way when I pull it straight and make a bushcraft zip tie out of it.
Yeah. That's kind of the idea that I had to replace these.
Yeah. All right, let me see it and I'll set you up right quick. It's easy. But what we're going to do is we're going to tie a knot in the very end. This is the key knot. This is what I grab to unlock it. Now I make a little space and I put another knot into it. And that's the stop knot. Okay? Now when I go to put it around to something, I just go around my finger and go through the hole. And you see the way that's coming out of the hole?
Yeah.
I want to take this and go all the way around whatever, and it comes out. So rabbit and runner are side and side.
Gotcha.
Got it? And then when I pull this tight, that will cinch this up. That will then work down and become the knot that pinches that cord.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now to make it into a bushcraft zip tie, this is how I store it. I take and I just twist and make a loop. I come up, I stick this through the loop. Pull that loop up, make a loop, go through the loops, all on this side, see?
Right.
Now that will become something that when I grab and pull, it'll go and just unravel.
That's kind of what I did here.
Yep, that's exactly it. But you do it by a short piece like this, and then when you get to the end, you're just going to take the loose end, just stick it over the top and stick it through the hole, so it'll kind of lock it.
Pull it tight.
And there's your bushcraft zip tie.
There you go.
So all you do is grab it and go. Now I've got a length of cord already set up in a Canadian jam knot, so I can hook around, go around whatever, and just yank it blood tight, and I ain't got to worry about it. It'll hold, you know. for quick lashes especially.
As I secretly slide this into my haversack.
Yes. But I've daisy chained like that a long one before.
Like
And
you were saying,
you just pull it, it unravels. And that way it doesn't tangle up in the bag. It's never constantly getting in the way. I've tried carrying paracord so many different ways. And I've carried bank line the same way, and you end up with a bird's nest, all kinds of twisted up bank line in the bottom of the pack, because you're running in to grab this, I'm running in to grab that, and that gets snagged, and I stuff it back in. I pull this out and I stuff it back in, and after a while it's just a wad in there. I've had nights where I've got done with everything by the fire, I have to just dump my haversack out and go through and unweave everything, because it was just so tangled up I couldn't even move in it. I couldn't pull anything out of it anymore. And here it is, springtime again.
yep.
I know most people love springtime, and I can understand it, but my thoughts of it was it's going to be hot again in just a day. They're already saying it's going to be in the 80s this week. We go from nice and pleasant to hot in like 2 days.
Oh yeah, it's like you were saying the other day. We have 2 seasons. It's either really, really hot or really, really cold.
Yeah.
And there's about a 2-day difference between.
2 days.
2-day transition.
So it was 38 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's 68 pushing 70 right now.
At least.
And then they're saying that by Friday, and today is Monday, by Friday we're going to have days in the 80s, nights in the upper 60s, be like it is in summer. Hello. Haversack down, haversack down. But my camp out coming on the 18th through the 22nd, I always have to kind of shoot the difference to try to figure out, you know, if it's a cold winter, I have to back it up. This wasn't a cold winter. It started out being cool, and then it warmed up. Then it turned really cold for a couple of weeks, and now it's warmed back up. My fear is we'll get out here to have a camp out, and it'll be A, too hot, or B, too many mosquitoes. Because you know what happens? That magic day arrives.
Oh yeah.
And suddenly there's mosquitoes everywhere. You can't breathe without mosquitoes.
Well, now you know some places in our south that's a state holiday.
Yeah. Everybody stays home the day the mosquitoes hatch out. And I can believe it's like the yellow snow and mosquito holiday.
Yeah.
Because either one of them is going to just choke you to death.
Fortunately, in the evenings, there's only about an hour and a half when they're really, really bad. There's just a window.
Yeah.
Right before daybreak and right before sunset.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing that I always would point out to people. They said, you know, when are the snakes coming back out? You don't know. They never really go in. They just get lethargic. They stay kind of in their den areas. And that's sort of a mating thing for them, because they've about proven now that a snake that's born in this den comes back to this den. And when you destroy a den, it's rare that those snakes that were part of that find a new place. There will be 1 or 2 that will, and that's how the species keeps going. But there's no idea when, and it's just, it warms up. To me, if it hits the 80s more than 3 or 4 days, the snakes are out.
Oh, they're already out.
Yeah, they're already out now.
We had to deal with one at work the other day.
Oh, what happened?
I was on a traffic stop
Yeah.
and got done with it, and this woman, I was in one of those little strip mall parking lots,
Right.
and lady comes out of one of the drugstores and says, "Can you please get this snake out of my drive-through?"
Oh, no.
Yeah. Bless their little hearts. There was half a dozen women all huddled up inside this drive-through, and this poor little snake out here on the asphalt
Trying to warm up.
trying to warm up. It was funny.
What kind of snake?
Oh, rat snake.
Yeah. That's what I see more than anything, you know, especially around town. Rattlers are open country snakes. They like, you know, fields, stuff like that, mice, that's their favorite food and all. In town, too many house cats. Too much, too much things like that. You don't usually see that many rattlers around town. You'll see a lot of rat snakes. You'll see a lot of the garden snakes.
Yeah.
You don't see many rattlers. There'll be some. I've killed one in my yard before, but there'll be some.
Not terribly far from where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
Over on that hilltop you and I have discussed before. It's got the spring.
Right.
My mother and I, years ago, were walking through the woods back there. I had sat down under one little oak tree, and she sat down under the other one about 10 feet away, and we were just talking. And she said, real carefully, roll over to your left. Roll around the base of your tree to your left. And I did, and about 10 feet behind my tree was a rattlesnake with a head probably that big.
Yep, big female.
And was so big that she could pull up about 2 feet of herself off the ground to see where she was going, stamp where she was going. And we watched that snake crawl right behind my tree and over the edge of the hill and down into a little swamp.
I was at Boy Scout camp, Camp Alaflo, back in '95, I think it was. And of course, Scout camp's 3 weeks long.
Yeah.
And first week, well, it's actually 4, because we're on the staff and we're getting the camp set up and everything. And then on the second week's when all the kids show up the first time. That goes for 3 weekends, 3 weeks, and then there's like 3 days that we're cleaning everything, putting everything back up. So it's a month, you're busy. And somebody walking back from the mess hall on that first week spotted a big rattlesnake close to the kids' showers. I mean a big one. And of course, who do they run to? Blackie, And so me and Bill Monahan, he's a forester down there in Florida and was for 30 years. He was the snake guy, the reptile guy. So we took off up there to go find this snake. We couldn't find it. And we thought the kids were pulling a joke on us after a while, but over the course of that 4 weeks, that snake was sighted probably by 50 people. It was right here up against the building, or it was across the concrete out front. I mean, we looked everywhere. Yeah. We checked every pipe, every hole, everything we could find, even the hollow tree that was back there. Could not find this snake. And on the last day when we were putting gear up, I came out of the mess hall, and as I'm coming up the hill, I spotted that snake. And what it was is the concrete, water had eroded underneath the edge of the concrete. And that opening was no more, I'd say, than an inch wide. That snake was going through that opening, and I saw him coming out of the concrete. And this was a 5.5-foot rattler, big female. And she had her den under there. And so, we didn't kill her, we just relocated her.
Yeah.
But everybody saw, it became the ghost snake. Everybody knew there was a snake right there, that ghost snake. Looked up her. I come to a stop and I'm looking probably 40 yards out, and I watch out of the concrete like this. I saw this head come up and like look around like playing peekaboo, and then it went to wedging to get its head out. And then it kind of like forcing a marshmallow through it finally flowed out. Got it out, we got it pinned. I went to holler and I got people to come to me and took a stick and pinned it where it couldn't get back to the hole. We went, Bill has no problem handling such snakes, so he just went and got a pillowcase, put it into the pillowcase, and he took it about 8 miles off and turned it loose again.
Yeah.
We should have took a picture of the ghost snake has been found, but where'd the knife sheath go? There it is. Well, anyway, guys, we're going to get back to scouting. Just wanted to sit and take a break and talk a second. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any questions or comments below. And if you got an idea of something you'd like to see me or Bear do, let us know. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.